Okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Well, it's some dumb guy, and from my world, I haven't seen or spoken with any of you in a while. Although I have regular unboxing videos laid out to release once a week through mid-October, I think, right now. More to come. My weekly SumDumWatch episodes have been on a bit of a hiatus. I'm about a week behind schedule at this point, so it's been 2 weeks since I actually recorded anything. The IRLs, they are a-coming, and they are whipping my ass. Anyway, that's it. So, who knows how that's all going to unfold. I need to keep the gravy train rolling, so to speak. So, here we are for episode 47 of SumDumWatch. We'll be covering the week of August 18th through the 25th. And as always, this is my weekly show of celebration, embracing the virtues of buying, collecting, watching, and owning physical media. What have I watched from my own physical media library? Did I make it to the theater? Did I see anything new? This is going to be a little brief, as you've seen from the thumbnail. I don't have a whole lot of free time right now, so watching has been at a bare minimum. Time to record, even less so. I do have some stuff. And we're going to start with this, which I believe touched base on my previous week's episode of SumDumWatch, where I had gone through and done Star Trek First Contact. This, of course, is my Star Trek Next Generation 4 movie collection on 4K. Because I still had it out, and it was still sitting up, ooh, glare, still like lens flare. It was almost like a J.J. Abrams episode of SumDumWatch. I can't even duplicate that if I tried. Anyway, because this was still sitting on my entertainment center, and, you know, you get down to winding the evenings, got to do something, eat dinner, it's almost midnight, throw something on to kind of keep your mind occupied or whatever. I decided, much to my dismay, and didn't ultimately finish, I watched Star Trek Generations. I've always disliked this movie. I don't know why I continue to torture myself. It has got a couple of good moments. The soundtrack is occasionally pretty solid. You know, it's, I don't know, part movie, part glorified episode of the Next Generation. It's like, oh no, we've got to dim all the lighting and make things look more cinematic to hide the cheapness of our TV quality sets and all the like, which, to their benefit, looked great. I mean, I love how they did that. It was a nice flair, but overall, there's so much this movie I so strongly dislike. And like I said, I didn't finish it. I got in the third act about halfway through the finale, and just like, I'm done. That's it. So, what did I do the next day? Pop this back in again. Ooh, almost got a lens flare. Ooh, there it is. Oh, J.J. Abrams in effect. I popped this back in the next day, and it took me 2.5 or 3 days, I think, to get through Star Trek Insurrection, which, interestingly, I don't hate. I think there's a lot of good stuff in that one, and it does feel very much like a glorified episode of Next Generation, which is fine. It does have its own issues, naturally, but overall is entertainment considerably better than Generations, and that is what it is. Hi, sugar. What you doing? You want to say hi? It's okay. Oh, you say hi to the people. You don't get on camera very much anymore. Okay, over here. Go over here. Look, say hi. Oh, I feel your happy motor going. You don't look very happy, but you sound happy. Put me down. She doesn't really like to be held. Here you go. Here you go. It's okay, come here. It's okay. So, anyway, I watched Star Trek Insurrection. And I stopped. Because we can only rewatch so much. We really need to embrace the new. Here's some new. For the next follow-up for the short run TV watching, I went ahead and broke this out. This is the Blu-ray of Tales of the Walking Dead. Dropped to the floor. This is a 6-episode limited run, intentionally or otherwise, I don't know, but it's an anthology series, and it is 6 independent episodes, an hour long or so, of just random stories of people in the zombie apocalypse. The only real connection to the actual series we have is Alpha here. A little bit of a prequel story for her and her daughter, Lydia. Only real connection. Everything else, every other episode, completely independent. There were 2 episodes of The Six that had a supernatural flair to them. Not sure how I feel about that exactly. They were handled relatively well, I thought. Not exactly the direction I would have wanted to take the Walking Dead universe, but the stories themselves were relatively compelling, and I got to the end of it kind of wishing that this had continued. I don't know what the intentions were when they made this, if it was going to be something that was intended to be ongoing, or if it was just, that was it. But that was it. Which leads me to my sole theatrical viewing for the week. Now that one of my local theaters is closed down, there will be no more flashback shows. No more older movies coming out of that one, which is a shame because they offered one a week. And I know for the tail end of August, they had Top Gun, which I'd never seen in a theater, scheduled. They also had Hitchcock's Vertigo scheduled, which I've also never seen, and let alone seen in a theater. And most of the Hitchcock films I have seen for the first time in the theater, so I was really looking forward to that one. But they up and closed on me. No warning, no notice whatsoever. But anyway, I did make it to the theater, rambling aside, and went and caught this one here, Primitive War. If I can focus in on that. Oop, there it is, Primitive War. This was a Thursday, August 21st, 6:30 p.m. show. It was preview day. It was a pretty solid crowd. This basically, all I can say is probably what Jurassic World, or any of its sequels that I've never seen, probably should have been. Group of elite soldiers tossed into the jungles of Vietnam on a mission that wasn't really real. Counter dinosaurs. So it's kind of like Predator meets Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. Not quite as compelling as Predator, but a lot of fun, a lot of great entertainment. A couple familiar faces in there. For those of you who watch True Blood, what's his name? Jason, Sookie's brother. He's a sergeant, I believe, commander of this little squad. Tricia Helfer in there, still looking pretty damn solid in her 50s, wandering around the jungle in a sweaty Russian mess that she is, or I think she was actually German, but she was part of the Soviet Union at that point. So anyway, yeah, I had fun with it. I can give it a recommendation. It's a good time. Just good, fun dinosaur action. A lot of feathers on the dinosaurs, which more and more being embraced as it's discovered, right? Historical significance. Anyway, that's that. Not a whole lot to show, I'm afraid. Still a lengthy video for what I got. What'd you think of my viewing choices for the week? What did you yourselves watch from your own personal libraries? Did you make it to the theater? Did you see anything new? See anything cool? See anything bad? Share with the Word Box. We love it. Good night, and stay tuned. There's going to be another episode, another brief one, coming up very, very soon. Now this one's a backlog. I'm going to get it published. Boom. Start with the next one. Boom. Keep ball rolling. 47 weeks of watching doubly. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Alan.